I'm Bernie Siegel, and I'm a native New Yorker. I went to CUNY, Queens College, not Baruch, but it's still part of the the family. I was an accounting economics major, graduated in say '77, and went to work for KPMG for 7 years in an area that a lot of people weren't interested in at the time, which was financial services, Wall Street. I left for Wall Street and spent about 27 years there as an executive with some well-known companies. Linda always kids me, I need to say TD Ameritrade. I was the CFO of TD Ameritrade and COO and CFO of Fleet Financial Group's broker-dealer. So after spending 20 some odd years on the street, after September 11th, I didn't know what the heck to do with myself because I was out of work. I sold a venture capital firm that I was CEO of and learned about a new industry, a new profession called coaching. So over the last several years, I've become an executive and career transition coach, and I'm president of the International Coach Federation, NYC, which is the largest urban chapter in the world of personal and business coaching. And I'm glad to be here to talk about a subject that's near and dear to both of our hearts, which is how to network.
Thank you. Oh, go ahead.
I have one thing to add. I didn't mention my educational background. I'm a product of CUNY. I went to Hunter in the Bronx the day it became Lehman College. I have an undergraduate and a graduate degree from there, and I have a teaching license, and in my youth I taught the visually impaired before I went back into the family business. Thank you, Bernie, for helping me with that.
Thank you both. Okay, I guess the biggest question of today is, what is networking all about?
That is the topic of the day, and I have a handout that I'm going to ask everybody to take a look at. And that is
on the last page.
On the last page. I consider networking how to do business with your friends and have friends in all the right places. And if you notice, I have capital letters for the word work, and that's because networking is work. It's not really that pleasant to try to find people to help you and to help other people. It can be quite uncomfortable. And it's something that we all get better at as we practice. So I'm a lot older than everybody in the room. I think I'm probably the oldest one here, not that I'm bragging. So I've had more experience. My father used to take me on appointments with him when I was a little girl, not even in kindergarten, because I'm the oldest of 3 daughters and I was the easiest one to get out of my mother's hair. So I've had a lot of practice. On those appointments, I was the cute little kid. There was one that I remember very clearly. A woman took her diamond ring, wrapped it up in tissue paper, and it mysteriously disappeared. That was the claim. She was missing her jewelry. And my father went to see her, and she gave me a piece of dark chocolate. Children do not like dark chocolate. I thought the polite thing would be to eat the chocolate. That was the wrong thing to do. Anybody want to guess what happened when I ate the chocolate? She gave me another piece of dark chocolate. So I was right back where I started. So we're really talking about something that you're just beginning to do, and you're going to be self-conscious and you're going to be a little uncomfortable, and you have to realize that the other person feels exactly the same way you do. And the way to get over that is to think about how the other person feels. And one of the most important things in networking and in life and in school is to listen. And if you're thinking about what you're going to say while the other person is talking, the conversation goes like this. And that's a very unfortunate thing because you don't get to learn anything about the other person. We're going to discuss how Bernie and I met, excuse me, and how we happen to be here today. Bernie and I belong to a networking organization, and we both were at a meeting, and Bernie was sitting in what I considered to be my seat. Why was it my seat? I'm left-handed, and I want this seat. How many of the people that are shaking their heads are left-handed? Is that correct? Okay, we have two lefties. Any more? You don't understand what a handicap it is to be left-handed unless you are. So I said to Bernie, would you mind changing seats with me? And I'm sure he thought I was crazy. But we then had, he agreed that we could manage to sit next to each other.
I actually ignored the question.
I did ask.
I thought she was kidding.
Again, if you're not left-handed, you can't really understand the issue. This same networking group, Gotham, we have a left-handed group. All of the members of Gotham who are left-handed can come to a meeting where everybody is left-handed and you can sit wherever you want. And then we tell left-handed stories. For instance, when I was in school, I was taught by my third grade teacher to hold the paper like this. And I don't have a left-handed handwriting. Well, when I was in CUNY, I was accused of cheating. I was accused of allowing this person to see my paper. So there are times you just can't win. However, I'm not in school anymore, so. Well, actually, I'm in school today, but that's on the other side of the desk. Networking takes time and effort. If you want to have a relationship with somebody, it's not instant. And you can hand them your business card or say, I need a job, get me a job, and have it magically appear. You have to work at that. You have to make sure that you are on somebody's mind. And you have to do things for them. You have to make them want to do things for you because they know a lot of other people. They may know lots of people who need exactly what you do. And how are you going to be different? I'm different. I'm probably the only property and casualty insurance broker with a nickname of Queenie. And people remember that. And sometimes they can't even remember my name. I once RSVP'd for a networking meeting, and the person taking the call said, "Oh, Queenie, how are you?" And she told me later, it took her 2 hours to check me off the list because she couldn't think of my name. So you want to find a way to have people remember you. This is a big town. There are a lot of people in this town. And you want to have relationships that go both ways. Because if it doesn't go both ways, it's going to end. They're going to find somebody just like you that they like better. They're going to find another property and casualty broker that they want to do business with if they don't like me. And not everybody likes everybody. Has anybody heard of the power of attraction? Shaking head. What does it mean? It means that you attract like-minded people to yourself. So the signals that you're sending out come back to you. Now, one of my favorite things to talk about is birth order. And that's the number you are in your nuclear family. How many firstborns?